The cryptocurrency, Dogecoin, is on a meteoric rise this year. And some people don't get it, but a lot of people do. Let's get into the deep psychological and fundamental reasons why Dogecoin is not going anywhere anytime soon. It's Dogecoin, not Dogecoin. Hey guys, welcome back to 5nothing100nothing.com. I am Fuck It. That stands for the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. And guys, I have a pen today. Oh yeah. So we took some notes because we got a lot of content to cover, and I want to get into the big reasons why Dogecoin is very, very popular, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon, despite naysayers. If you're on the bandwagon and you're trying to explain it to family and friends why you like your Dogecoin, why people are just going bonkers, and it's gathering a lot of media because basically, if you ask me, the press needs clicks on stories, right? That's how they get paid. So they have to write for the audience that is going to engage, and that is the Doge Army. Okay, it's always trending on Twitter. You see Elon Musk, Mark Cuban, Snoop Dogg. The list is growing. Okay, you see Snickers, Slim Jim. A lot of companies are also taking notice of the viral nature of Dogecoin. Okay, so let's get into 5 things, 5 reasons, 5 deep-seated human nature, human psychology, or psychological reasons why this is happening in my estimation. First off, Dogecoin is fun, right? Started with a meme, it was meant as a joke, and all of a sudden it's becoming a big player, right? Last I checked, it was the number 3 cryptocurrency, maybe number 4. I think maybe that goes back and forth, but that is a meteoric rise in a world where there are approximately 6,000 cryptos out there, and maybe more. They say that in marketing, or when people make purchases, they don't do so from necessarily a logical standpoint. That what they do is they have emotional hooks or anchors that cause them to make the decisions they make with their purchasing power, perhaps with people that they fall in love with. And what they do is they justify it with logic. So first they have their emotional foundation, or their extreme deep-seated emotional purpose why they want this or want that or want this person. And then they basically reverse engineer, and then with logic will try to draw up why it makes sense that they're making this decision, right? So, you could see somebody's Amazon ordering history, or the really nice car they have, and their house costs maybe a little more than the car. It's because the car means more to them. And so when something means more to you, you're going to find a way to justify it in an effort to either get approval from others, or maybe just to feel better about your reasons for making the decisions that you've made. Another thing is that Dogecoin is rebellious. Okay, it's rebellious against the system. The experts and authority that's supposed to know everything about stocks, investments, futures, etc., they look down on it, right? At least they have looked down on it. And they kind of just, snicker at it and give it a little pat on the head. Oh, that's cute, right? When I first got into Dogecoin, it was around February of 2021 this year. And, I just noticed that it was growing, and it was, a penny stock. And I'm going, this is starting to get this little underground swell. People are starting to talk about this. It's a joke. and then I would see on Twitter, oh, it's never going to go to 10 cents. As soon as it hits 5 cents or 6 cents, there's a huge sell-off, right? And then little by little, it would creep up again, go on a hot run. And, watching that and then watching like others just continue to, it was like very polarizing. Either you were 100% on board with Doge and you believed in it and it was going to go to the moon, or you absolutely despised it. There seemed to be very little in the middle. And from the world I was in, professional wrestling, they said that a promoter said that as an entertainer, as a wrestler, you always wanted to either be extremely loved or extremely hated. And that's how you knew you'd have success, because you can tug at people's heartstrings. So, regardless of what, spreadsheets and futures and fiscal health and all this other stuff that are tied to companies, at the end of the day, a lot of things are branding, positioning, marketing, how people feel about things, okay? And I think that that's one of the big things that makes Doge so popular, is that when the authority's telling you, hey, you be careful with this, or this is a joke, this is going to go away, it's going to crash, a lot of people will get hurt, lose money, that's whenever others that have a rebellious streak in them or want to believe in the underdog, really start to rally behind something. So that's one of the things that I think is really intriguing about Dogecoin, is that it is like the people's coin. It's been coined the term, no pun intended. And people want that. People want to see the underdog, the thing that was written off as just a joke, take over. The third reason is I think that there is a huge lack of confidence in the system in general. I mean, if you think about the last year, our careers, our work, are on shaky ground all the time. We don't know what kind of businesses are going to survive with all this change in society. Our lifestyles have been changed to some degree, and, people are uncertain about their futures. And when that happens, people will get desperate or get reactive. When you look at, riots and extreme polarization of thought, it really makes a lot of sense that at some point people are going to take the ball and throw a big Hail Mary pass. They're sitting at home collecting checks. Their lifestyles are compromised. They're not going on vacation. They're not doing the things they want to do. If they want to build a home, lumber prices are through the roof, steel's through the roof. So everything that they were building towards is now been shaken up. And so sometimes people are going to just throw a Hail Mary pass because they feel like they have nothing to lose. And I feel like there's definitely some investors with Doge that probably have that psychology, that it's like, well, I got nothing to lose anyway, and the dollar's losing value, etc. I'm mostly talking about this from my perspective in the United States. If you're watching this overseas, maybe there's different reasons. I'd love to hear your comments about this and give me a perspective from where you live. But, there was one thing that really stood out to me more recently, and I laughed about it because it made a lot of sense. And there was a guy that, said, are you going to be all in with Doge? Because May 8th, which I'm recording this video the morning of the Saturday Night Live Elon Musk appearance, which is now being really hyped up that Doge will go over $1. And I believe that it will go over $1 tonight, or by the day. By today, I believe it's currently around 70 something cents. But I believe with all the hype and people wanting to be a part of something big, as well as some people that are completely emotionally not invested, but are just simply going, oh, you know what? I'm going to jump in and out because I think that there's a quick buck to be made. But there's going to be a lot of people that are taking notice tonight, and I really think that it's going to go haywire. The market's going to go haywire tonight. And that's one of the things about crypto. Unlike the traditional markets that open and close, these are always open. So anything can happen 24/7, 365, which makes it also very intriguing and why you've got to stay up tonight. Watch SNL, see what happens with Elon Musk and how much they either incorporate crypto into the skits, or if there's tongue-in-cheek humor regarding Dogecoin, which is awesome. So the quote, to get back on track, from Twitter was, "Doge to the moon or I'll remain poor here on earth." It was funny, but that really sums up that mentality, is that, people lack confidence in the system and they're trying to figure it out. They're desperate. The fourth reason is that people need something to believe in, okay? Whether that's God and their faith, whether it's their favorite sports team or college, and to an extent also politics, right? Whether they lean right or left. And, we just came out of a very crazy, toxic presidential election in which it was very polarizing and people are very tribal. So if we're not at a major war with another country or something going on like that where we're more nationalist, then people just have a genetic or instinctively primitive way of still finding a way to fight each other and a way to belong somewhere. So that's one of the big things, is I think, we need something to hope for, something to believe in, something to push for. And Doge gives us that, in that, like, if you're watching, say, an old Rocky movie, right? And you see Rocky is the underdog and people start to, rally behind him, and against all odds he's going to win. Or Rudy, the story of the Notre Dame kid who was undersized, the undersized underdog, which also gives you a little insight into why and how I named this channel. Okay, 5-0, 100-0. The scene where the school custodian is telling Rudy, who's ready to quit, you're 5-0, 100-0, and you made it to the greatest football team in the land, have the highest education in the land. So that also ties in a different way to the Doge success. Let's get to the fifth reason. The fifth reason, and maybe the simplest one, and it ties it all together, is that people want to have fun. People want to be entertained. People want some kind of escapism, right? And it's very entertaining watching what others are saying about Doge, the memes, what celebrities are saying, when it's like the buzz. It's been there, all of early 2021 here, and it's only picked up steam. People want to be entertained, but the thing that I think also is going on here, much like video games going online where you can play with your friends and have that social interaction there, is that it's very interactive, right? So you can actually participate in the success of this coin, and you can be a part of a community where, you might have noticed that if you're in the Doge community and really invested, that your Twitter feed or whatever social media you're using is now full of things with crypto. And, looking at something the other day online that said that more Americans right now are investing in crypto as opposed to putting money in a savings account. It's very telling of where society is as a norm when it comes to that, because just years ago it would have been thought to be crazy. Like my son, he couldn't have been 10 years old yet, and he was telling me about Bitcoin and Ethereum. He's like, "Oh, you need to invest in this." And I just would laugh at him and say, this is not an investment. Like, it's a digital or virtual currency. Like, what is this? And I thought, with hackers and, with one click of a mouse, it can all be taken away. And so my response, my rejection of it initially was that I didn't understand or have the insight or maybe take the time to figure out, where all this was going, to, a more decentralized, currency that really you feel like you have more control of yourself, in a place where, with everything with our health and our healthcare system going on, with government shutdowns and qualifications as to when things can open back up again, people don't do well when they're being pushed into a box or a cage or limited, and they want to break out and they want to feel free. And I think that there's a lot of deep-seated reasons why people are in the Doge army, or, if you're a hater, in the cult, whatever it is. But it's the idea and the symbolism of this coin and this movement that gets people really excited. And if people can get excited about something and wake up with some hope and have some excitement and some drive and feel good about something gets their heart pumping, and helps them to feel that they can be better, they can have a better lifestyle, they could potentially be financially free, then I'm all for it. And some that say that life, it's a risk, it's too big of a risk, and we need to protect you from you, and you shouldn't be doing this. Life is a risk. Every day you get out of bed and put your feet on the floor and get behind a wheel of a car, or take a bite of food and swallow it. I mean, that's a potentially choking hazard, right? You go for a run and you raise your heart rate up. Well, what if you have clogged arteries? And there's all kinds of things that are risks. Life's a risk, and that's what makes life exciting, is that you don't know when your time is up, when that hand of time for you is done, and you cash in your chips, and you go on to the other side. You don't know when that is. So you've got to take some risks in life, and you got to have some fun, but do it thoughtfully, but go with your gut. And I wish you well, and we'll see what happens, if this video ages well or not, what goes on tonight. But it is what it is. Again, it's May 8th, about 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Good luck, Doge. I'm behind you. I'm in. I am not a financial investor. I don't know why I have to qualify that. By the way I talk, you could tell I'm not. I'm just a layman fitness dude that loves Doge and sees the benefit and sees why it's so viral. Take care, you guys. Go Doge.